This isn't just another robot vacuum cleaner, this is the most powerful cleaner I've ever tested, and it's built to do things most robots still can't. It packs 36,000 PA suction, maps your home in true 3D, it's insanely slim at just 7.98 centimeters, and it can conquer double layer thresholds up to 8.8 centimeters. And somehow, almost nobody is talking about it. And in this video, I'll show you why the Roborock Saros 20 isn't made for people who like cleaning, it's made for people who love watching their floors get cleaned. For the last 5 years, robot vacuum cleaners have been stuck in a loop. Every brand promises more suction or better mopping. But the second they hit a real-world obstacle like a high door threshold, a thick rug, or one cable you forgot exists, they turn into a 1,000-euro paperweight. They're smart, but they aren't capable. And if you owned one, you already know the routine. You get the notification, robot stuck. You walk over, rescue it, move it 2 centimeters, and then you're standing there thinking, why am I babysitting the thing that's supposed to save me time? That's the real problem, because suction numbers don't matter if the robot can't even reach half your home. But this...
Hey Rocky,
I'm here.
start cleaning.
Okay, start cleaning.
This is the Roborock Saros 20, Roborock's latest annual flagship product. It doesn't just vacuum, it practically almost climbs. It has more suction than what most people expect from a robot. It's insanely thin, and it's the first robot I've seen that feels like it's actually built to end the stuck robot era instead of just pretending it's solved. We have to start with the engineering, because this is the part that makes the Saros 20 feel like a different category. It has AdaptiLift Chassis 3.0. Normally, when a robot hits a bump that's even close to 2 centimeters, it either taps out, grinds, or does that awkward half climb and then gives up. The Saros 20 is different because it has an independent lifting structure with a dedicated climbing arm. And when you see it in action, it doesn't look like it's powering through. It looks like it's deliberately lifting itself. It approached a massive 8.8 centimeters double layer step, and instead of crashing into it, it raises its body and hoists itself up using its main wheels and auxiliary wheels. The best way I can describe it is it's doing pull-ups. It's not just climbing for the sake of a demo either. If you live in an older home with uneven flooring, awkward transitions between rooms, or you've got one of those annoying thresholds that robots always fail on, then this is the first time I've seen a robot that feels truly autonomous in a home like that, where you normally would have to rescue it once a day. Then you look at the Saros 20 from the side and you realize something important is missing. Every other high-end robot has that spinning turret on top that makes them bulky. And that turret is the reason some robots will never fit under a certain furniture. Roborock basically killed the turret. This thing is only 7.98 centimeters tall, and that one change sounds small until you realize what it unlocks. They replaced that spinning hat with StarSight 2.0, a dual transmitter solid-state LiDAR system. Imagine 21,600 sensor points scanning your entire room at 38,400 times per second. In real life, that translates to better awareness, better reactions, and fewer "why did you ram that chair leg" moments. It sees in true 3D. It recognizes over 300 types of objects, and because the robot is so flat, it can clean under sofas as low as 7.95 centimeters, where dust has basically been living rent-free for years. And that under sofa cleaning isn't just a nice bonus. For a lot of homes, that's literally the difference between my floor looks clean and my floor is actually clean. The other piece people forget is the app. Because with robot vacuums, the app is basically the steering wheel. This is where you control maps, room-by-room cleaning, schedules, suction levels, mopping behavior, and all that smart logic that decides what happens on carpets versus hard floors. And the Saros 20 leans into that with SmartPlan 3.0. So instead of you consistently micromanaging, it's designed to automate the routine and adapt cleaning based on what your home actually needs. The one thing I'll say though, if you love tweaking settings, you'll have a lot to play with here. But if you want simple, you'll probably want to leave most of it on auto and just let it do its thing. Also worth mentioning, because some people care a lot about this, Roborock says it's certified for privacy and data protection, including TÜV Rheinland's IoT security and data privacy certification, aimed at privacy by design, and GDPR-aligned protection. Now let's move on to the boss stat, suction. Most high-end robots throw numbers like 5,000 or 10,000 PA, and even that already sounds impressive if you haven't compared it side by side. But the Saros 20 claims 36,000 pascals of HyperForce suction. And that number is so high, it almost sounds like a typo the first time you hear it. If it performs like it claims, that isn't a vacuum. It's basically a jet engine in a circle. But raw power is useless if it turns into a hair disaster. Because the most annoying part of robot vacuums isn't emptying the bin, it's pulling out the brush and cutting hair off like you're doing surgery. That's why the brush system matters. The Saros 20 uses the duo divide system, which is two rollers that meet in the middle in a way that guides hair inwards and sends it towards the bin, designed to reduce tangling. And on top of that, it has flexi arm tech for edges and corners, meaning the side brushes and mop can reach out beyond the body to pull dirt out from places robots usually miss. This is the kind of thing that sounds small on paper, but it changes how finished a room looks after clean. Because edges and corners are where most robots leave their embarrassing leftovers. And for mopping specifically, it's not a single drap pad setup either. It uses dual spinning mops plus a flexi-arm side mop that extends out to scrub right up against edges and corners instead of leaving that dirty outline most robots miss. And then there's the robot dock, which is where things get a bit of mad scientific. Most hot wash docks sit around 60 degrees Celsius. This one goes to 100 degrees Celsius, literally boiling point. The point isn't just to rinse the mop, it's to break down grime and grease properly so you're not just dragging yesterday's mess around tomorrow. And if you have carpets, there's another detail that's really smart. The robot can detach its mops at the dock before it starts vacuuming. So instead of driving wet pads on your rugs and smearing moisture everywhere, it basically drops its shoes at the door, goes in with full suction for carpets, and only uses the mops when it actually needs the mop. That one feature alone is a big deal for mixed floor homes because it means you don't have to pick between great mopping and please don't ruin my rugs. So is it the overkill? Absolutely. But here's the thing, robot vacuums have been good enough for a while now in perfect conditions. The real issue has always been the real world stuff. The thresholds, the rugs, the cables, the hair, and the constant babysitting. And this feels like the first time the robot part of robot vacuum actually means something. It's expensive, it's high-end, and it finally feels like a machine that works for your home instead of you working for it. So tell me this, is 36,000 PA suction too much? Or is it exactly what robot vacuums should have had years ago? Drop your take in the comments because I'm genuinely curious where you stand on that. And before I wrap up, quick clarification so you don't get confused when you're shopping. The Roborock Saros 20 officially launches on February 26 on Coolblue, Bol.com, and Amazon. And depending on the store, it may show up under slightly different names, like Roborock Saros 20X on Coolblue or Roborock Saros 20 set on Amazon. The main unit is the same in all cases, and the only difference is the bundle. So just choose the version that fits what you actually need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.